calling it. Anyway, we're going to have Irene give us a Shvar Torah, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you for that. Okay, over to you, Irene.
Okay. Am I unmuted? Yeah. Yeah, I think I am. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Good afternoon. Welcome to our Kabbalat Shabbat. I'm going to speak about pomegranates, and it's a light relief this afternoon. Pomegranates should be quite plentiful at the moment, and they're a Jewish fruit, of course, especially now, a symbol of Rosh Hashanah to come. You see them on greeting cards, ornaments, materials, and everywhere. Just think about it, the pomegranate, I've got a passion for them at the moment, so I think about them a lot and eat them a lot. The pomegranate is red, it's a bit battered and leathery looking on the outside, and it's full of these jewel-like seeds inside, and the fruit itself has a crown on the top. It's a bit difficult to eat. Some people use a little pin to pick up one at a time, and others chop it in half and scoop out the seeds, and some people bash it. And the rich, nutritious juice spills out and stains everything outside, all along its path, blood red. Pomegranates are an unusual fruit in that if you think about fruit, we normally eat the flesh, and either we don't notice the seeds or we discard them. But in the case of a pomegranate, there's no flesh, only seeds. It's the other way round. The rabbis have said that, in fact, the fact that there is no flesh speaks of the blessings and commandments of Hashem, that they're for blessing other people, because once the flesh is gone, it's gone forever. But when the seed comes, it produces a whole lot of new life. A pomegranate reminds us that we are living for the benefit and blessing of others. They also say that there are 613 seeds in each pomegranate, symbolic of the 613 mitzvot or laws. They're wrong about that. I've tried to count them, but it is a nice idea. Pomegranates feature a lot in Tanakh. In Shemot, Hashem prescribes that pomegranates must be sewn into the hem of the robe of the high priest. As part of his instructions, God said, make pomegranates of blue, purple, and scarlet yarn around the hem of the robe of the high priest with gold bells between them. The gold bells and the pomegranates are to alternate round the hem of the robe, and Aaron must wear it when he ministers. And its sound shall be heard when he goes into the Holy of Holies before the Lord, and when he comes out, so that he doesn't die inside. If you don't hear any sounds, you know that there's a problem. Later, brass pomegranate designs were featured prominently in the building of the first temple, Shlomo's temple. 400 of them, rows and rows of pomegranates crowned the temple and the pillars, declaring God's goodness and blessing to the people that he had the covenant with. That's in Kings. These ornate pomegranate sculptures were on the temple pillars, but they were part of the plunder carried off to Babylon when the temple was destroyed. The commentaries say that Hashem always has a purpose when he gives such specific instructions like he did for the robes of the priests. It has been said that the pomegranate represents Israel, appearing a bit battered on the outside, but full of blessings for others and with the crown on top inside, showing the kingship of God. And just as the priests wore the breastplate to remind God of the 12 tribes he represented, perhaps the pomegranates were symbolic of the people of Israel. The fact that the bells were in between them reminds us of the danger approaching God's holiness. As I've said, the lack of bells ringing from inside the tabernacle or the temple would indicate something had gone horribly wrong. So we know the color blue in God's pattern represented the heavens. Purple is for royalty, and the red, scarlet, is for blood, for life. Perhaps the pomegranates were to remind Hashem of his mercy and covenant with the people and his plan of redemption. In the rest of the Bible, we see pomegranates equated with fruitfulness, blessings, prosperity, fertility, and as the 12 spies brought back enormous grapes with figs and pomegranates from their scouting around the promised land, showing the land to be bursting with promise, just as Hashem had said. However, as we know, 7 chapters later, the people complained, saying, "Why have you made us come out of Egypt to bring us to this evil place? It's no place for grain or figs or vines or pomegranate, and there's no water to drink." But God reiterated his promise in Devarim, in which he lists the 7 species of blessings that he had put in the land for their enjoyment. The pomegranate, yes, is one of Israel's 7 species. We read about it just recently in Akev. And we see also that the pomegranates were used to decorate the temple, as I've said. And so from then onwards, the pomegranate was used as a byword for blessings and prosperity, fertility, fruitfulness, and the lack of it signifies the opposite in warnings of the prophets. Pomegranates feature strongly in Song of Songs, in Shir HaShirim, speaking of love, beauty, fruitfulness, and fertility again. They have great healing properties too, which has been known from ancient times. And today there are many groups of people who prepare pomegranate juice for cancer patients. We have some groups locally that do that. So, like the outside of a pomegranate, the people of Israel may at times be battered and bruised. They come out on top, like the pomegranate with the seeds inside. The people of Israel have carried great seeds of blessing to the world in the very words of Hashem's Torah to us. So, Am Yisrael Chai, and Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shikaya.
Very much. Veritable fruit salad there. Thank you.